Hi YouTube, Gigi back with another video. And today's video, I want to briefly talk to you about my experience with the mixtape tour, or the Stephen and Steven tour. And the two Stevens, I know you know, but just in case, you have Stephen West and StevenBe. The tour is called the Mixtape Tour, and it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It was 9 different locations, mostly on the East Coast. I had the pleasure of seeing them at Do You Knit in Westfield, New Jersey. So what is the tour about? It was actually a total of 3 days. The first day was the trunk show. That was on Sunday. Now, I told you guys that I'm unemployed, so, you know, normally I would have jumped all over this. But the trunk show was within my budget, so I did pay for that, and my daughter went with me. I will put a picture on here of me, Shelby, and Stephen West. But the trunk show was my first time attending one of those, and what they do there is show you pieces that have already been made. So it's like a put you in the mind of a Tupperware party, if you will, or Mary Kay, if you say today, Avon type thing, where they bring you samples, if you will, of their work. So you got to see, you know, some of the more popular patterns, you know, of Stephen West and StevenBe, and they showed you different ways. I have a little bit of footage that I'll show you, different ways to wear the one thing. I want to say it was called the Pancini. Am I saying that right? Or was it the Rhapsody? Either way, I'm going to show you how they showed you to wear them multiple ways. And what was another thing that I liked about their designs. Now,
you've got a long point in the back. You could tie it in front. You can drape it up over your shoulder. You can have a little cowl in the front. You could overlap them here. Remember how we used to tie the sweaters over our shoulders? Like that. There's so many different ways to wear it. One fun aspect of it is you could just take the tips and tuck it up through the armhole, one at a time. You just leave one. You can leave one hanging. You can pull it all the way up, however you want to. You got a little blare on. She's got some jewel clasps. May I reach over you? Here in this dish.
I'm sure you all know that women are not the only ones that knit. You have some pretty damn good knitters in the male category of this human species, and these two are just a ball of energy. What I took away from them, my takeaways from the event, 3 things they said you have to. You need to have your color pop, you know, you need to have your glitter, something shiny, and what was the third thing? I forget what the third thing was. I want to say no fear, but there was one other thing that they said you should always keep in your project bag. They had 2 classes that Monday, well actually 3 days. There was a class earlier Sunday. So one was the 2 that I was involved in, the one about color and Stephen West top down shawl. This is, you know me and my chunky yarn, right? So I've never been to a knitting class, let me say that. And you have to bring your yarn. You have homework, if you will. You have to bring your yarn and needles or whatever you're going to use. In this case, I know I've read other places where you buy your supplies at the store that's having the class. But in this case, you had to bring. So for the top-down shawl, I brought my orange, what's the name of this yarn? I'll put the name in the description box. I can't think of it right now, but I did get this yarn from Do You Knit, and I took my US 50 needles. Guys, I finished this while we were in the class. When I tell you I was knitting like a maniac, I was so determined to finish, and I wanted to take a picture with them, and I'll put that picture in here with you. But it showed you, you know, there's no fear. You know, you take a pattern, you take what yarn you have. If you don't have enough, mix it with something else. That was one of the things I took away. You don't always have to use the same exact yarn. Mix cotton with linens, with wool, with different weights even, right? He has one shawl, StevenBe, that I want to try. And it was on the tour. I don't know if it's in this book. This book, by the way, that you can only purchase on the tour has patterns in it. So I forget how much the book costs, so forgive me for that. But I want to say you get, let me see. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 patterns in this book. So this is definitely worth purchasing. But there was one of the, and I don't see that it's in here. And I will get the name of it and give you the link to it from Ravelry. But what caught my attention is it is a bulky or super bulky, if you will, and like a fine in between. So it made this shawl that you throw together in no time flat, but each row is a different weight yarn. So you had thick and thin, if you will, but one row of thick, one row of thin. I will put the link in the description box. Loved it. It made me realize that, yeah, there's rules, but if you don't follow the rules, so what? You know, long as you like what your end result is. They also said if you make a mistake, make it again. It's just a variation. Don't take it out. I was like, wow. And it was like, if you realize you miscount or you dropped a stitch, make a stitch where you are when you realize it and keep going. And I just love that. If you looked at StevenBe's or Stephen West, very colorful, a lot of colors that I wouldn't even think to put together. So in the color class, you had to bring in different color yarns naturally, different weights, and they kind of forced you to do colors that you wouldn't necessarily do together. Even said take a color that you don't like and use it. You know, put it in there, throw it in there. It doesn't matter. I learned how to do gradients by holding two yarns together. You know, if I'm doing black and white, I would do 2 strands of black, then 1 strand of black and 1 strand of white, and then 2 strands of all white. It makes a gradient effect. Didn't realize that. Loved it. They even had, I hope you can see these. Everybody is talking about my stitch markers. They're little cassette tapes. Again, exclusive to the tour, so you would have had to get them on the tour. I don't think they're selling them in. I did get me the bag, of course. You guys know how I am. I don't possibly have enough project bags, right? But I had to get one, and I had them autograph it for me. And then, again, I'm on a budget, so I had to behave as far as the yarn is concerned. But this yarn, I could not leave there. Do you guys understand why I couldn't leave it there? Okay, so let's talk about why I couldn't leave it there. One, it's bulky, right? And itself is gradient on its own. And orange, what do you want from me? But now this is by Freya, and it was exclusive to the tour. They didn't have a super bulky on their site while this was going on. So I bought the skeins because I wanted to make this poncho from StevenBe, which is called the Poncholini. Are these colors ridiculous? Now I have another ball simply because I need to finish the neck. I didn't have enough. But this is simply a rectangle. You fold it, pow, you have your poncho. I did this in no time flat. Are these colors rich? Beautiful. I love it. I'm gonna finish it and put the collar on it so I can wear it. It's perfect for right now with the change of temperature as we go from winter to spring and these time periods. Excuse me trying to get it on properly, but you get the gist. I just need to finish the collar. I'll be able to pick up stitches around the neck, and I think I want to make like a 2x2 or either a 3x3 ribbing, like a nice floppy collar to go around it, that I could pull up and fasten with the pin or a shawl pin if I had to, if it got chilly. So that is that. I have some footage of Stephen West telling you about wrap and turn. He has a wrap and turn dance that I recorded that I have to share, which, you know, most of the people don't like wrapping and turning because when it comes to the picking up the stitch, Stephen said, don't pick it up, yarn over. Wait till you see it. I love him. I fell in love with him.
And Stephen is the end of the row.
I'm left alone.
So I'm knitting to my Stephen, end of the row. I'm the yarn, like going
Come
through
on,
the loops,
baby, come on.
Going through the loops, and I'm getting tired. I don't
No,
wanna finish
don't
the
stop
row.
now.
I stopped my row. Just turn around.
Oh.
Go.
And I get neglected, and my end of the knit is really thin.
So this side is being worked. The rows are being worked longer. So if I keep, like, I could
Come on,
stop.
come on,
I could
come
go
on.
here
No.
and then turn.
I never
And
get
then I could Go
any.
even shorter. And then turn again. And then go even shorter, and then turn again. So this side,
It's a new dance move,
action.
yes.
It got a lot of moves, a lot of steps. So those rows are higher. But he got.
But I'm really
left
thin
that side.
down here.
He's really thin over
You're
there.
in the dungeon.
And it's a little point.
So I'm appointed.
So we just made this shape.
And then do the yarn over. The yarn over here.
Ooh, yeah. And when you get back to your short row gaps. These are my short row turns. Every hole is a short row turn. So when you get back to your gaps, so I'm knitting. Oh my gosh, there's a gap. Do I close it and be perfect about it?
Nah.
I'm gonna do a yarn over. Do a yarn over in the gap, and then knit. Jiggle to your next gap. Yarn over in the gap, and then you get a hole.
So when you start doing these moves at home, people may wonder. Just blame it on us.
But you'll remember.
Because we're adding life, imagination, inspiration to your knitting. That's why we do this, to make it fun, tongue-in-cheek. We laugh at ourselves often, especially when we put on our favorite things and we look like 12-year-old little girls. Yeah.
A whole bunch of fun, but inspiring. Like, they motivate you and inspire you to do whatever it is you want to try it. Go for it. There are no rules. Mix colors, mix glitters, mix weights. Mix different yarns. Take all your scraps, and when you run out of one, pick up another one and just keep going. And it's like they set me free, because I always felt like, oh God, I don't have enough left. What am I going to do? I got to go buy more yarn. No, find a contrasting color, and it don't necessarily have to match. That's the other thing, so it was just a great, great, great experience. So I'm going to stop babbling so I could talk about the two Stevens forever. The next video, I think I need to sit down and get my stuff together from Vogue Knitting, because they had a fashion show. I have some clips from the fashion show. Hysterical. Love them. The energy, and they're just fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. So that's it for now. Thank you guys for the warm welcome. Everybody just really made me feel good. So I'm going to try my best to at least once a week bring you something, let you know what I'm working on. But Stephen named my shawl Goliath because this is his boneyard shawl pattern. It's just that I did it on US 50s, and I doubled up some super bulky yarn to create this. And StevenBe had me change the colors around the edge, my pop of color. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and have a nice day.